Hi, this is Christine Prasad for Best Buy Canada, and I have two Amazon tablets here to show you today. There's the Amazon Fire 7 Kids and the Amazon Fire HD 8 Kids. So both of these tablets are designed specifically for kids. So if you're trying to decide what tablet to get for a child, these two are some good considerations. Now you can check out my other video on the Amazon Fire 7 and the Fire HD 8, the non-kids versions, which are options to consider for older kids. But if you've got younger kids, I'd say around age 3 to 7, these two are worth considering as well. So what makes them kids tablets? First of all, take a look at both of them. So features that they both share. They both come with a kid-proof case in various colors. It's a bumper case, it's very sturdy, and it has a built-in kickstand, so it's perfect for hands-free playing, propping up on a TV, propping up on a table, or other flat surface for kids to watch videos, for example. It comes with a 2-year worry-free warranty, so if it breaks at any point between the 2 years, it can be fully replaced. And both of them come with a 1-year trial to Amazon Kids Plus. So this is a service that is specifically curated for younger kids. So it includes everything from apps to a specially curated selection of websites, games, books, videos, and more content that is not only age appropriate, and you set the age of your child so that the content switches based on that, but it's also educational. So these tablets do not offer a standard web browser. You can't just go to the internet and search whatever you want. It's only a curated selection here. So you can add specific web apps to each device based on what's available to add. So there are various selections of apps that certain popular games that kids might like, apps for social media, or apps for video watching, for example, streaming. You can add a certain selection of them for your kids. So I had my 11-year-old help me out with this review, and I was able to add games like Candy Crush for him, apps like Zoom. I was able to add Spotify Music so that he can access his own music playlists. And apps like that. But again, the selection is very, very limited, so it's designed for younger kids, as mentioned. Now, both of them have a 2-megapixel front and rear camera for snapping photos, and these can also snap 720p HD videos as well. So that resolution isn't going to rival, your smartphone or higher-end tablets, but it'll do for quick snapshots and fun pictures that kids like to take when they're out and about or at home. So, what makes them different aside from the size? So, the Amazon Fire 7 Kids has a 1024 by 600 pixel resolution display. It comes with 16 or 32 gigabytes of internal storage. There is a micro SD card slot, so you can expand that up to 512 if you wish to allow the child to store more. It has a quad-core 2 gigahertz processor and 2 gigabytes of RAM, so it's fairly snappy for a kid's tablet. And it offers 10-hour battery life, and like all new Amazon Fire tablets, it does use USB-C charging, so it will charge up pretty quickly as needed. So the larger 8-inch model, which is the Amazon Fire HD 8, as the name implies, has a higher res screen, so it's 1280 by 800 pixel resolution. You get 32 or 64 gigabyte storage options, which is a bit higher in terms of comparison to the Fire 7 Kids. And this one is expandable up to 1 terabyte, so you can add even more if desired. This one also has a snappier hexa-core 2 gigahertz processor as well as 2 gigs RAM. So if you're going back and forth between tons of apps, streaming videos, playing intensive video games on here, that will work on here. It should be able to keep up a little bit better than the other one. And it has a longer battery life as well as 13 hours. So if that's a big concern for you, especially if you're going to use it on the road with a child for long road trips to see family members or friends, for example, you might appreciate the extra 3 hours. Might not sound like a lot, but it could be the difference between an upset child when that tablet isn't working when they are allowed their minimal amount of screen time, or having it run for longer. But again, they both use USB-C charging, which charges up pretty quickly. So which one of these should you get? That's the big question. So again, I wouldn't look at these tablets unless your child is from the ages of about 3 to 7, maybe 8, and again, it depends on the individual child as well as the individual parent. For kids older than that, as well as obviously for adults, I would look at the Fire 7 non-kids version and the Fire HD 8 non-kids version. Again, you can look at my video and read the full review for a comparison of all 4 of those tablets if you're looking at something for a child. But for a child that's 3 to 8, or 3 to 7 or 8, these 2 are really good options worth considering because of the very limited access. So they are tablets, but they're not fully functioning tablets that would rival something that you could buy that has access to all the glorious and sometimes troubling things that are available on the web that you might not want your child to be looking at, or apps that are inappropriate for them. Music, for example, that you don't want them to access videos, standard YouTube, for example. Here you get a very protected experience, and you can manage everything from the parent dashboard. So you can download the Amazon Kids Plus app onto your phone and manage everything there. And as mentioned, these 2 come with a 1-year trial subscription to Amazon Kids Plus, which provides access to tons of curated content. So that includes content from sources like Disney, from PBS Kids, and from Homer. So again, it's fun and entertaining as well as educational content. And you can manage everything from the Amazon Kids Plus app, including setting time limits, for example, bedtimes, when you want the tablets to shut down, how many hours of screen time. You can even set educational limits, not limits, but goals. So you want your child to watch 30 minutes of educational videos per day, for example, and you can set that, and then monitor the usage from there. So it's a really, really good experience, especially to manage screen time with young kids, as well as make sure that they're using their screen time wisely. So between the 2, they're both pretty small, so I would recommend going with the HD 8 Kids just because it is a larger screen, so it's going to give a better experience, especially with kids that want to, touch their hands around and touch and feel. But it's still not too big for even a small child to hold in their hands. The higher res screen, the more storage, the longer battery life all make it a worthwhile option. So if you're, the reason to go with the Fire 7 Kids is maybe if it's for, a 3 or 4-year-old and you're not really so concerned about all of the spec differences and you like the really small compact size, that might be a good starter tablet. But between the 2, even for younger kids, I would suggest that the HD 8 is the better option, unless you find the Fire 7 Kids on an incredibly amazing deal and it's for a younger child that doesn't have such discerning needs in terms of screen resolution and processing power. And if they're just going to be doing one thing at a time on it, that might not make a difference. So again, both are great options exclusively for young kids, and if you're trying to decide for a child that might be teetering in between 7, 8, 9 ages, or even a child that's younger that you think this would be too much of a restricted experience for them, you can look at the full review and read my comparison of the Amazon Fire 7 and the Amazon Fire HD 8, and which of these 4 tablets would be best suited. So I've got some recommendations in there. Again, the full review is on the Best Buy blog, as well as another video of those 2 other non-kids tablets that you might want to check out before making a final decision. So that is the Amazon Fire 7 Kids and the Amazon Fire HD 8 Kids. And again, thank you so much for watching.